All right, my friends, welcome back to Frogboy X1 Gaming. I'm Andrew, and today I just watched this. I just watched a little bit of a video from Moore's Law is Dead. You can look it up. He's saying that his sources are telling him that 5070 Ti and up are considered professional cards, so they can raise the prices even more. Oh gosh. Oh man, this is terrible. So if you guys have been here for the channel for a while, you know a while back that I said that Nvidia was going to be raising their prices. They were going to be stuffing these cards with more VRAM and then calling them like AI cards and stuff like that. Well, according to that, like if that's the case, when you see like the pricing for like 5080 and 5070 Ti and like 40 or 5090, and you see that they're like, you know, anywhere from $2,000 to $2,500 for a 5090, and then you've got like $1,500 for like a 5080, and then you've got like $1,200 for a 5070 Ti, and then all the rest of them, you know, we're gonna start at like $800 or $900 for like a 5070 and like work themselves down. My gosh, man, my gosh. So This is annoying, and this is why I tell people that, like, look, get the best deal on the best GPU you can buy right now, whether that's an AMD 7900 XTX, a 7900 XT, a GRE, a 7800 XT, or even, you know, like a 4070 Ti Super, or even the 4080 Super at this point. Like, you're gonna want something to get you through this next generation, because the prices for Nvidia are getting ridiculously out of hand, dude. No gamer should be paying that. And if you remember correctly, my friends, I've told you guys for a while that, look, a mid-range GPU is probably going to be more than sufficient for you. They still easily beat like the PlayStation 5 Pro in performance. You're still able to push above and beyond what the PlayStation 5 Pro can do with your 7800 XT, your 7900 GRE, your 4070 Super, and your 4070s. Like, you can still push past what the best consoles can do and still get an incredible experience buying some of these PC parts. Now, I've tested all the way from like 7600 XT all the way up to 4080 Super this generation, and guys, I would say that sweet spot, honestly, is that mid-range place. Usually those cards are going to be somewhat affordable, you know. I mean, they are a little bit more on the expensive side now at like $500, $600, $700. But at the end of the day, now that this whole AI thing is taken over and CUDA core is very, you know, CUDA cores are very freaking optimized for things like PyTorch and all of this other stuff, so that people can download and actually run large language models on their PCs. The biggest thing that the GPUs need is the VRAM. And I've said this a few times. The more VRAM, the better large language models that you can run natively on your own machine at your house. So when you look at that and you see that, like, say 5090 is going to have 32 gigs of RAM, say you got 5080 that has anywhere from 16 to 24, and then a 4070 Ti with like 16 plus gigs or whatever they're going to put on them in order to justify raising the price as high as they want to for these cards. Because like I said, 16 gigabytes is literally the sweet spot for running large language models. So I would assume that like your 4070 Ti Super or 4070 Ti is going to have, or your 5070 Ti is going to have 60 or 16 gigs of VRAM at least. Your 5070 is probably going to have 12, because 12 is like, you can do it, but it is not comfortable to run large language models at 12. Like, I mean, you can, but you have to use some that are like, you just have a better experience at 16. So is what I think Nvidia's plan is 40 or 5070 Ti is gonna have 16 gigs of VRAM. The 70 or the 70, the regular 70 is gonna have 12. They're gonna have 12, and they're gonna go under maybe maybe the 60 series cards are going to have, you know, anywhere from 10 to 16 or 10 to 12 gigs or whatever, even maybe 16. You got to understand that, like, even a 40, 60, 16 gig is fine. Like, they can do it, like, but you know what I mean? Like, the experience just gets significantly better the higher up you go in being able to have more CUDA cores to run all this stuff and everything else. So when you look at that, if they're really going to try to market these as like professional cards and tell you that gamers don't really need all of that, I mean, who are they trying to kid? Like who is Nvidia trying to kid? You literally need a 4080 or 4090 to run ray tracing comfortably. To run it comfortably and have a good experience. So who the hell are they trying to kid unless your 5060 is going to be 4080 power and your 4070 is going to be 4090 power? Who are they trying to kid? Seriously. Like you need that much power, and it needs to be in the mid-range space. Like it needs to be in the mid-range space. So obviously when they say stuff like that, they know gamers that are hooked and addicted to DLSS and ray tracing are going to spend significantly more money than they need to buying these Nvidia GPUs. That's why I honestly tell you guys, get this generation's GPUs before it's too late. Everybody out there is trying to, and I've never understood this. They're always like, yeah, man, just wait. And then the price goes up for the new cards. You get less. I mean, look at the strip down that happened between, you know, look at the strip down that happened between the Nvidia GPUs 30 series to the 40 series. Every one of them got knocked down a tier in terms of like bus width and bus and all of that stuff. They all got knocked down. They pretty much took a 3080 from a 320-bit bus down to a 256-bit bus, all the way down to your 60 series cards running at 128-bit bus. And then people tried to say that like AMD did the same thing, and from what I can tell, the 6950 had a 256-bit bus, so the 7900 XT going up to a 320, and then the XTX going up to a 384-bit bus. It's almost like they moved those up higher. Those tiers became higher tiers, whereas Nvidia's, you know, kind of regressed. But, you know, I mean, there is a saving grace. Obviously, AMD was going to come out with the RDNA 4, but from what Moore's Law is saying is the FSR 4 might not be available at launch, but it should be available on those cards. So that's like the worst part of that is obviously AMD, you're waiting, and that's fine. Like I don't necessarily care if I'm waiting a little while for the AMD stuff to come, because when it comes, it usually comes to their older cards. So you're kind of in an interesting position, but you're going to be okay. AMD is okay. Yeah, with Nvidia, you get that forward thinking stuff, but you're also paying significantly more money for something that makes. Sometimes it doesn't really make a big difference, my friends. It doesn't make a big difference. To be completely honest with you, like DLSS or FSR or upscaling or any of these kind of things, they make the only difference that they can make. And that's assuming that you actually want to use them. You know what I mean? Like you actually have to want to use them. So in my mind, Nvidia is off its rocker and absolutely deserves to lose market share to AMD and even Intel for that matter. They absolutely do. And I'm not saying that just because it's like, oh, Nvidia is the best. No, they absolutely deserve to lose some market share, especially with AMD having such a good product right now. They deserve to lose some of that market share for gamers. They do. Like if you're a professional, I'm not going to try to tell you that you shouldn't get an Nvidia GPU, but if you're a gamer, if gaming is your thing, absolutely Nvidia deserves to lose your money, because they're going to take advantage of you, man. They're going to hide behind a professional card and charge you significantly more money for that, just because they know that the AI bros are going to buy those cards without a fuss. They're going to buy them up. They're going to buy 4070 or 5070 Ti's. They're going to buy 5080s, and they're going to buy 5090s in large mass quantities that they don't care if they lose your money. But if you're lucky enough to beat an AI bro to actually get one, they are going to significantly they're going to charge you a lot of money for that. They're going to charge you a lot of money for something that seriously might be I don't know. Is a 50 or is a 5070 Ti even going to be 4090 in power? I mean, is it? Like, I thought like the 5080 was going to be like a 4090. So you're basically getting, you know, a 4080 or 4080 power and a 4070 Ti. And then they're going to charge you more money for it because you're just going to do better ray tracing and you have more DLSS. Really, guys, really? Then they're going to charge you more for that. They're going to charge you more for 4080 power, a couple $100 more for 4080 power. So I don't know, man. I don't know what to tell you. And I really do hope that my fellow gamers are not delusional enough to think that you can't have an incredible experience on an AMD GPU. I would really hope that you're not that delusional. I mean, I get it, you know, like Nvidia means you got a status symbol or something like that, but yeah, dude, this is ridiculous. This is getting ridiculous. And unless if AMD doesn't grow in market share for gaming and Nvidia keeps a hold of that gaming share and the professional, your prices are just going to skyrocket. They're just going to skyrocket. So I've tried to be the best YouTuber I can be, the most honest one, and telling you guys that like there's literally not a big enough difference between an Nvidia GPU versus an AMD GPU. And in my case, I absolutely prefer AMD over Nvidia. There's just so many more usable features on the AMD Adrenalin drivers software than there are for Nvidia. And as long as you can find programs that play well with AMD for content creating and all of that stuff, like you're good, you're set, you're good to freaking go. Like this camera that I film all my videos on renders everything at 6K and then downsamples to 4K. So the bitrate is really high. And my 7900 XTX easily edits these videos, no freaking problem. No problem at all. So yeah, guys, as long as you find like the programs that you need that are AMD friendly, you'll never even skip a beat. Like you will never miss freaking you'll never miss the Nvidia. Like you'll never miss it. I promise you, you will never miss it. I mean, on my AMD software, like or on my thing, I can get in there and delete the background and then put my image on top of other people or on top of other videos, just like everybody does with Nvidia. Yeah, but it is an extra step, but you can still do it. So I don't know, guys. I don't know. That's just my thing, man. It's like, stop being taken advantage of by Nvidia because this is getting to be madness, bro. Absolute madness. So, all right, guys, we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.